Rate, a Bleach fandom community podcast brought to you by Crying So Hard You Turn Into an Adult. Honestly, relatable. Hey everybody, my name is Del, and today I'm joined by Nomi.
Hiya! Hello. Saying it multiple times in case it doesn't work. Hi!
I got literally none of them. I don't know what this is about. It's so stupid. Whatever, I can hear you now.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll say goodbye next time.
Yeah, maybe. Just trick it.
Yeah.
Trick it. Yeah. I'm sure it's about the content and not about getting used to audio waves at all. I'm sure it's that. Well, honestly, at this point, who knows? There are ghosts in all of the machines.
There really are.
Yeah. Speaking of ghosts, I don't know. No. Honestly, no. But, that feeling when you just come back from a filler arc, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, I watched the last episode of the filler arc just for the ending theme, because last filler arc had 2 ending themes and I only listened to one.
Oh, yeah.
So I went back and listened to Gallop, but the Omaki at the end was worth it just for that. Like, it was...
Oh, wait, really? Which Omaki is it?
It's literally just, Orihime's there, and she's like, Ichigo, we've got to go, and she has actually the Volume 32 manga, and she shows the exact panel that we're going back into, and Nell's there, and poor Ichigo's just looking confused as anything, and Nell's like, you came back from sorting out your grown-up issues. It's adorable, and it's hilarious, and it's worth it just for that.
You see, I should do that when we come off of... I'm gonna do that in the future now, actually. That is smart, to go back and watch the last episode to see how, like, we're actually set up.
Yeah.
Omake or not, that's... awesome. I love how self-aware the Omake can get sometimes.
Oh, it really, yeah, it's meta upon meta sometimes.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, man. Yeah, I was about to be like, okay, so I guess we should get into episode summaries, but, like, do you want to take it away with, like, the summary of the entire last season included in the first episode of this next season? I guess I don't, because it's just, the first episode was, I think we learned maybe one new thing, if that. I don't know, man.
I learned that the aspect ratio is really annoying because instead of black lines, they had bleach. I don't know, yeah.
The blue. I don't know what that was. Yeah, that was really bizarre.
So it was really exciting when it went back to full screen, and I was like, yay, widescreen.
Yep, agreed.
But yeah, I can do these episode summaries. And...
Yes.
Yeah. So, starting off in episode 190, Hueco Mundo chapter Restart, we press that very important play button and resume our story back in Hueco Mundo. In case you forgot what happened before the filler arc, or as the anime calls it, sorting out some grown-up issues, then the first 15 minutes of this episode is just that, a recap on what you might have forgotten. For us who skipped the filler arc, the reminder served only as filler before we got to that all-important ending to the Grimjaw fight. With Grimjaw down, Ichigo, Orihime, and of course Nell are all reunited, but they're interrupted by Grimjaw himself, still adamant that he can fight. Ichigo promises to come back and fight Grimjaw, but Grimjaw is taken out by Buddy the Elf himself, Nnoitra. Ichigo, having never met this new enemy before, demands to know who he is, whilst Tessera takes Orihime hostage, and Nnoitra reveals his rank, for he is the 5th Espada. Meanwhile, back with Renji, Ichigo, and 2 out of 3 of the Super Desert Brothers have decided to not wait for Szayelaporro's return. After all, they're here to save Orihime, not fight Espada. However, it seems that the path they took to escape has led them right back to where they started, and running into the waiting arms of the now fully dressed, with a smile, Szayelaporro. Which leads us into episode 191, The Frightening Banquet, Szayelaporro Theatre, which is less like a musical and more like a comedy. Perhaps the play that goes wrong? With more understudies than main cast. Szayel explains...
Oh! Sorry, I have a friend who's literally an understudy in that play. Go on.
Szayel explains that his palace can be controlled like his own body, as he knew they were going to escape, so he manipulated the paths so they'd return back to him, calling this the end of the second act. Szayel wastes no time in releasing his Zanpakuto and shooting out a weird, gross liquid that creates clones of whomever it touches. Back with Ichigo, he is in full-on battle with Nnoitra, with Orihime pleading for Nnoitra to stop. She is deterred from escaping though, as Tessera hints that whilst he can't destroy her powers, he can if she attacks him first, and he wouldn't hesitate to do so. Orihime then glances towards Nell, where Nell is hiding, alerting both Tessera and Nnoitra to her whereabouts. Ignoring Ichigo and finding Nell, Nnoitra announces something incredible. He knows who Nell is. She is Neliel to Oroshwak, a former Espada.
Which brings us to episode 192, which has, I think, literally my least favorite episode title of this whole entire anime, and if I'm proven wrong later, I'm going to be genuinely shocked. Lest we forget, this episode is called Nell's Secret. A big-breasted beauty joins the battle. I'm just like, why is this the attribute we're so focused on?
Right?
Okay, so way more things than that happen in this episode. Like, so many more. Basically everything else is more important. In this episode, Noitora's ruthlessness only grows. He pins Ichigo to the ground and twists Ichigo's arm back, and it looks pretty dang painful. Like, Ichigo is fully screaming. Orihime is visibly worried, but she can't intervene, of course, because she's being held back by Tesla. And Nell. Poor Nell. So tiny, but so full of big feelings. Finally cannot take it anymore. And in a puff of pink mist, turns into a full adult. And the change in spiritual pressure is so distinct that even as they're locked in their multi-clone Szayelaporro theater battle, Pesce and Dondonchaka notice, and they understand that Nell has changed form. Immediately, Nell scoops up Ichigo and carries him away from the immediate danger. And when it looks like Nell is actually going to try and fight Nnoitra, Ichigo expresses shock and alarm, but Nell insists that the fight will be over in an instant, and a large number 3 on her back is revealed. Nell draws her weapon and slashes Nnoitra and punches him and just generally kind of wipes the floor with him, TBH, like pretty easily, causing Nnoitra in desperation to unleash a Cero, which Nell absorbs into her mouth, and then shoots right back at Nnoitra, adding her own Cero on top of it, making use of her specialty, the Cero Doble technique. It makes a huge and objectively cool-looking explosion, during the aftermath of which Nell returns to Ichigo and glomps him super hard with all of the grace and finesse of a puppy who doesn't realize how big its paws are. Oh, and Tesla has let Orihime go by this point, by the way, which turns out to be a problem. Nnoitra, looking a little beat up, but definitely still standing, berates his fraction, but then turns his attention to Nell again, and tells her that things have changed since she last held this rank, and that he's gotten stronger than she realizes.
So, yeah. A lot happened in that last episode.
It's actually kind of a lot. Yeah. They were just relieved to be done with the recap stuff, I think.
I think so, yeah, because that was at least, it was 15 minutes, because I pressed pause at the end of it.
Yeah.
And it was like, pretty much the whole... And, I mean, we got some of it in the second episode as well, because the first episode, the recap only focused on Ichigo, so they could get back to the Ichigo Grimjaw fight.
Yeah. So I guess, Grimjaw's not dead, confirmed. So that's a good thing to know.
It is a good thing, yeah.
Yeah. Or, I mean, I guess it's a bad thing because he's categorically an enemy, but,
I know. But, I mean, I feel like it's going to be... Ichigo said that he'd come back and fight Grimjaw as many times as he wants. So I feel at this point, Grimjaw is now doing this for his love of fighting a worthy opponent rather than fighting for what Aizen wants him to do. So I feel like they've become
I think
more...
this is how Grimjaw makes friends, and I'm literally not kidding.
Yeah. It's become more of a rivalry now than an enemy thing.
Yeah. I love an enemies to lovers filler arc. Filler arc. Why did I say that? I love an enemies to lovers journey?
Arc. Yeah.
Character arc. Wait, that's exactly what I was going for. Thank you. Character arc, relationship arc, all of the arcs, but not a filler arc. We've had enough of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fine. We're good now for another.
For a bit.
For a while.
For a bit. Even when it maybe doesn't seem like that abruptly. Guarantee. It's going to be fine.
It's all good.
It's going to be great.
So with that though, surprise, surprise, there aren't actually any manga anime differences.
Wait, what? The whole thing, or just for the first episode?
Just for the first episode.
Oh, okay. I was like, that is truly shocking.
No, there's a major one that I think you're going to be really interested about coming up later.
Oh.
But for this episode, because of course we only had 15 minutes worth of 10 minutes worth of actual content.
Yeah, that's fair, actually, yeah.
It was actually all pretty loyal.
It's all been covered before. Yeah, because I guess there wouldn't be any reason to put non-canon content into a recap. That actually wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Great. Oh, although, I suppose, I guess... It must have been something that was revealed either during the... Okay, basically, I want to talk about this whole Oken thing, because I don't know that we've gotten that word before. And I don't know that we've gotten such a succinct summary of Aizen's goals before either,
Yeah, that was... Because I was watching that, and I'm like, where's this footage coming from?
Yes, that was my thinking as well. So I guess it must have come up. I wonder if that was something that was dropped that was actually important at some point in the midst of the filler arc? That seems possible.
Does.
I just don't remember.
The only other thing I could
watched
think
this filler arc
of
in a while.
Is that the footage is repurposed from Diamond Dust Rebellion.
Oh my god, wait, that's it. That could be. That could be.
Because that's kind of similar premises, for those of you who haven't watched Diamond Dust Rebellion.
Oh my god, please do! It's the best one, in my opinion. It's my favorite one.
So, that's the only thing I could think of.
So angsty. I love it. I love it! I love it. And I love the things that I hate about it are things that I love to hate. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Great. Good. I'm just looking up the timing on that because I'm reading the sort of the little blurb at the top of the wiki page to season 10, which is the season we're in now, and so this aired 2008 to 2009. Fade to Black came out late 2008. So I just want to confirm the date for Diamond Dust Rebellion.
The only thing that brings attention to it is because this is the end of a volume. So at the end of volume 32, which is halfway between this episode, Kubo has an extra chapter called -16, in which Hitsugaya's past is revealed.
Great. Okay.
Which ties into Diamond Dust Rebellion.
Yes, totally.
Kubo writes that he put a short story in this volume about Hitsugaya that I wrote just before the movie was released, while memories of it were fresh in my mind. I was involved in creating the movie's original character, Kusaka, right down to his psychological makeup, but because the idea came from an anime production side, I didn't put him in the short story. The story is somewhat related to the movie, and yet it is not, but if you read it carefully, it kind of is. It's a bit strange that way. I hope you enjoy this glimpse of Hitsugaya's past from a different perspective. So basically, the chapter that he added is fan fiction written that's based on a fan movie that's based on his own work.
Gotcha. Okay, well, frankly, that explains one of the things that I dislike about Diamond Dust Rebellion. Fine. I don't want to assume that anybody listening has or hasn't seen it or whatever, so I'm not gonna give anything away about that movie. Yeah. well, okay, great, okay. But anyway, yeah, confirming that Diamond Dust Rebellion did come out in 2007, which is like short. So it came out on December 22nd. Oh my God! Wait, they really did that. They released it on Hitsugaya's birthday. Wait, he's the 22nd, right? He's not the 20th. Ukitake's the 21st, and I think Hitsugaya is the day after. Now I'm just going in circles about
I was gonna
this.
say, it's around about that time.
Is he the 20th? Fuck me, hang on. It's either the day before or the day after, that's what I know.
20th.
Oh, man! Well, fine. Okay. Someone really said he had to be a Sagittarius and not a Capricorn, probably, huh? Okay, fine. Fine. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Time and Dust Rebellion, but I genuinely, at some point, because, right, eventually we're gonna get 1,000-Year Blood War episodes released, like, spread. We're not gonna be covering 4 episodes per podcast episode, eventually. So the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I do want to do special episodes on the movies eventually. I do think that would be fun.
Yeah.
When we don't have to, like, make our way through the rest of the anime to meet our October deadline.
I was gonna say, when we're not bang
No,
tying it
oh my
up,
God,
yeah.
not before. Absolutely not. That's a terrible idea. Oh God, excuse me. Terrible idea. Yeah. Okay, well, great. So maybe they did reuse footage from Diamond Dust Rebellion. That's actually a really good thought. Because I was like, I feel like I've seen it before. That could be why.
So yeah, the manga chapters, because I haven't mentioned that, is 286.
Oh, sure.
Guillotine You Standing, the end of that chapter. And then we start a new volume, volume 33, which is 287, Don't Forget Till You Die.
Ooh.
And those are the 2 being used in this one. So as you can see, it's really the last 2 pages of 286 and then the whole of 287, which is why they only used 1 chapter of like 16 pages, so they had no room for error, really.
Okay.
But yeah, what I liked in this episode, because I was trying to find things to actually say nice things about this half a filler episode.
Sure, okay, fair enough.
The way Grimjaw's Zanpakuto reverted back to its sealed state.
Ooh, okay.
So you see him, he's like walking, and then his armor and his kitty-like appearance just kind of peels off of him and forms back into his sword. And I thought that was really cool because it's the sword, it's as if the sword becomes the armor. Whereas for Soul Reapers, the Zanpakuto Shikai still have a sort of weapon element attached to it. If you think of Renji's just becomes a bigger sword. Ichigo's just becomes a bigger sword, whereas
Ichigo's becomes a smaller sword, no?
That was Bankai.
Well, I guess it varies.
Yeah, because Shikai...
Oh, yeah. I'm so bad at keeping track of Ichigo's powers, TBH.
I know.
I'm really not good at it.
It's confusing, because he just casually walks around always in Shikai, because either he doesn't know or can't be bothered, because he's always using it.
God. Such a main character thing to do.
It really is. So yeah, I really like that kind of the way they done Grimjaw's sealed state and it just peeling off of his body. I mean, I bet it made Fangirl swoon because it literally just kind of ripped open his chest.
It did do that, that's true. I mean, he has great abs. They're objectively fantastic.
So yeah,
something that I liked about the sort of end of that interaction, I think there might be some I guess maybe I was just thinking about like the whole king thing because of that context from getting into the Soul Palace, the Oaken. We've now confirmed that that's Aizen's current goal. So I guess I had kings on the brain a little bit. Ichigo and Grimjow have this interaction, and it's part of that conversation where Ichigo says that he's happy to come back and fight Grimjow whenever. Because Grimjow is so insistent that he wants to defeat Ichigo, and Grimjow wants to be the strongest, and all of that stuff. And he names himself as king again. He's like, this is who I am, and that's why I deserve this kind of power. And then Ichigo says something, and I was like, oh, I smell a thematic element here. What Ichigo says is, like, what's the point if you just become a king who's all alone. Which makes a lot of sense given everything Ichigo has ever fought for. But, I don't know, I guess it cast the whole, like, Ichigo as the main character being sort of not morally opposed, but, like, conceptually opposed to the concept of, like, someone who wants to become super, super powerful, but the cost of that is loneliness, like extreme loneliness. It's something that Ichigo stands against, and I guess we don't know much about the Soul Palace or the Soul King, but if that's Aizen's goal, like, Aizen's the big bad guy, Ichigo's the big good guy, putting those two lenses opposite each other continues to make a lot of salient sense.
Yeah, because I picked up on that as well. It's like, what's the point of being king if you've got no one to rule over, or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I picked up on that as well, and I was just like, I mean, he has a point.
Yeah. No, it's a great point. Which, I mean, I'm not sure that Aizen's priority has ever been making friends, but, like, I don't know. I don't think he seems happy. Maybe he seems happy.
Maybe.
I guess I don't know him very well. Like we don't hang out.
What makes him happy? No. Tea parties.
Yeah, I suppose.
But who would he have tea parties with?
I guess all of his espada at that table. He's like, these are my friends now, buddy. It doesn't work if you're. That's like not how.
You can't buy friends with promises.
No. Well, and it's too, like, even if you think about, like, the various omake that we get, I'm thinking not even just anybody who hangs out in Hueco Mundo, but I feel like there are instances, like, especially those little glimpses into life in the Soul Society that we get to see, where, like, we get to see people in those mundane moments, and I feel like most characters, we get a little window, and like, you get to see characters, like, enjoying something or doing something because they want to, or like for their personal betterment, or like even if you think about Gein's like a Ronkar encyclopedia or whatever, like I don't know, he's having a little fun. Like we've seen Gein smile, and I mean, yeah. I don't know that we've, as an audience, I don't know that we've really seen Aizen earnestly enjoy something. I don't think that's something we've ever seen.
No. I mean, we know from various data books that he enjoys calligraphy and teaches a class of it at the academy.
Yeah.
But
yeah, sorry, I just thought about the omake again. But a different omake, but yes.
But yeah, we don't necessarily see him, like, doing anything. Gein's got his teaching everybody about life in Hueco Mundo and the encyclopedia. Tolson's got his cooking.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas Aizen, I don't know, vilifying him even more? I don't know.
Yeah, like, he's kind of detached. He's very detached, actually.
Yeah.
Oof.
Aww.
It's part of what makes him so scary, actually, I think.
Yeah, like the fear of the unknown. Like, we don't know anything about this guy. He's an unknown.
Yeah, and he's, like, not relatable either.
No.
Not right now. Like, even if you sit down and pick apart his goals or his reasons for doing what he does, even if you understand, it doesn't mean that, like, I don't know. He's a fascinating villain in that way. Like, he doesn't really, at the moment, I'm not sure he has those sort of, he doesn't have that, like, gray area, flawed, redeeming quality thing. You know? I think a lot of villains do, but Aizen is he's very goal-oriented. He's got his ambitions, and that is most of his character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see where that goes, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe. You never know. We might see him enjoying
you know what?
the old game of
That's
chess
a good
or
point.
something. Yeah.
Don't want to make assumptions. Yeah.
Speaking of Espada, though.
Yeah.
last episode we were trying to figure out, the pecking order of all these espadas, and we got someone else to place in the fray.
Yes.
We got Nnoitra with his fist and his tongue, and it made me want to make a joke, but I can't make the joke yet because we don't know certain things about certain characters.
Oh, gosh darn it. All right, fine. Well, I'll just wait in suspense.
Yes.
Dang it. Fine.
But yeah, Noit being fifth with his creepy tongue.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting how all of these different espadas have their number tattooed somewhere differently on their body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, I mean, Nell's got hers on her back. We've seen Ulquiorra's is on his chest.
That's so dramatic. I can't with him. Yeah.
And now Noit's has got his on his tongue, of all places.
Mm-hmm. We have not seen my boys, even though he's told us that he's the Octava. We don't know, we haven't confirmed anywhere where Szayel's might be.
And you know what we haven't also seen? Is Szayel's hollow hole.
No, we have not. No, we have not.
So,
let's put a pin in that. Well, not literally. Let's put a pin, let's table that. Fuck me. Oh, is what Szayel said when he released his Unpuckto. Yeah. Oh, God. Yep. So we don't know where, we don't know.
Nope.
Who knows? We don't know.
Who knows?
Well, yeah, so who we kind of, I guess Aranero has tattoos.
It's on his head, or one of his heads.
Yep.
Grimjaw's is on his back, kind of similar placing.
It's sort of like on it, like a flank-ish kind of. Yeah. Where was Loopy's? I don't remember. I'm just gonna find every excuse I can to talk about Loopy now. This is what I'm learning about myself.
Loopy, he may be dead, but he's not dead in our hearts.
Oh, God. He's fascinating to me. I'm like now about to like take him on as a fucking roleplay muse or something. I swear to God.
His number is down next to his belly button. So he pulls down his little kind of.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like it's just above his pelvis.
Oh, he's so cute. I just Google image searched him again.
Yeah.
What the hell? I love him. Wow.
Who else do we know? I think that's it. Really.
I'm trying to like go through thinking. I think we've kind of covered everybody that we know about at this point, because there are still some Espada of whom we've seen glances, but we don't really know very much about them at all. Like we've seen Stark and we know his name, but he was on screen for like a minute, if that.
Yeah. Same with Halibel.
Halibel. Yep.
And we know Yami, but we don't know where he lies.
Right. So we're kind of filling out the middle and the upper end. So yeah, we've got 9, we've got 8, we've got 6, we've got our other 6. We've now got 5 confirmed, and we've got 4, and we've got a 3.
Yeah, but this is an old 3. It's not a current 3.
Exactly. I guess that's why I said 3. I was like, do I say 3 or do I just... Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird. And also, like, we've seen them all sitting around the table, right? So there are 10 Espada. We know that they're numbered 1 through 10, right? Like,
yeah.
Yes. So that's true. It's like, how does Nell fit into that now? Because when Loopy arrived on the scene, Grimjow had his number, like, stripped from him. So is there somebody else who is displaced now? Is there gonna have to be another fight to remain within the top 10? Like, how does this work now that Nell has returned to this form?
Yeah. Or did everyone just get moved up 1? So Ulquiorra might have been 5th, and then now he's 4th because...
Ooh, maybe.
And then someone lesser popped into the 10th spot or something. You know, one of the double digits got promoted. Yeah. And who is that at Aizen's discretion, or does it just happen on its own, you know? Oh, yeah. Aww.
Because thinking about it, there were Aran cars before there was Aizen, but this ranking system was completely useless. Like, it's not like when Grimjow was bopping around in Panther mode or whatever, he wasn't like, oh boy, I'm the, like, 200th strongest hollow in the whole of Hueco Mundo. Like, nobody was doing that. Aizen came in and imposed this really particular structure of order, is the sense I get.
He took something from the Soul Society and implemented it, probably.
He fully did. Yes. Like, down to the uniforms, honestly. He's like, oh, I see. So, it's black and white and consistent, but people still get to do little bits of personal flair, because that's what people could do in Soul Society if they want. Yeah, it's
creativity. So, Aizen's basically not had his own original thought. He probably found this story of, taking the Oaken and getting to the Soul King in a book where he read when he was a child, and that's what fuels his motivations.
He very well may have.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, there's something to that. And I also feel like it's curious, though. Like, it's that question of how much reality is actually a part of local legend or myth or folklore. Because certainly in, like, fantasy stories and supernatural stories, often there's a whole thing of, oh, this is just what people have been saying for years and years and years, and this is commonly accepted as something like a fairy tale. And then the characters that we get to zero in on either take them seriously or are forced to confront them, and then it turns out that there's more truth in them than anybody ever could have actually suspected.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Oof. Ooh.
But, do you have anything else for this chapter?
Szayel has a cloak. That's it.
Yes, he does.
Yep.
He does. He's channeling his inner Ishida.
Yeah. Oh my god, you're right! That's totally why he did that! Oh! Wow! Yep. Okay, great. Glad I brought that up. That's awesome. I love that. But yeah, no, that's it. There wasn't really a lot that happened in this episode, so it was just kind of setting us up for the next couple in the wake of that filler arc. So yeah, no, I'm good for this one.
Yeah, the only things we got a new opening and a new ending.
Yeah, oh my god, one of my favorite openings of all time, far and away. I love this one. I love it.
So it's Veronica's by Aquatimes.
Yeah.
And then our ending is Hitohiro no Hanabira by Stereo Pony. Yeah.
Oh, and just certainly in part of the end, oh my god, everyone just looks so good in the opening. I just think everyone looks fabulous. Oh, I love it. It is, I would say, to me, it is the sexiest opening. That is how I feel about Veronica. Do you know which voice actor covers this one, by the way? It's okay if you don't.
Not off the top of my head.
It's your girl. It's Holly Bell's voice actor covers this one. It's really, really nice.
Yay.
Yeah.
I just remember laughing at the end because poor Hisagi and Kira get lumped in together with Soifon and Yamamoto.
Yeah, it's a weird choice. That's a real. I would not have made that choice. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. None of those people really go. Well, Hisagi and Kira go together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah. But as well as that, we got a new volume. Do you want to guess who was on the cover of this volume?
Oh god, just guessing out of nowhere. Nell?
I can give you the poem.
Okay, give me the poem.
Okay.
Unless I was right, in which case I'm happy to claim my victory, but that tells me I probably wasn't right. Okay, fine.
We are insects, parasitic worms, writing in malicious constancy, soaring past the moon you can look up to, until you pathetic creatures are no longer visible.
Oh god, Nnoitra?
It is Nnoitra.
Hell yeah! I was like, I think that seems right. And yeah. Okay. Good.
Yep.
To be fair, that was my second guess with no context, but even so.
Yeah. It's usually whoever is prominent in the fights.
Well, Nell was prominent. Out of nowhere, Nell was not a bad guess, I feel.
Yeah, no, it was a very good guess, although probably a little bit spoilerish.
I had that thought after I said it, but I decided not to go back on my word. Oh well.
Yeah. So yeah, that's volume 33, The Bad Joke.
Ooh. Ugh.
And that's really all I have.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So we can move on to 191.
Yes, please.
The Frightening Banquet, Szayelaporro Theatre. I'll do the manga anime differences because...
Yeah, all right.
Is this... No. Yes,
What?
this is the one with the big difference. Okay.
Great. Cool. Can't wait.
So,
Okay.
the manga chapters we've got are 288, The Bad Joke, and 289, The Scarmask.
Ooh. Okay.
So, we've got the flashbacks of Renji going Bankai, what happened last year, and Ishida stabbing. They were there because they weren't part of the 15-minute recap last episode, so they kind of had to catch us up in case we forgot.
I didn't mind that they split it up that way, by the way. I thought that was actually a pretty good use of, like, time and structure.
It was, yeah. The anime was a lot less gross. I don't know if that's possible, but it's a little bit more grosser in the manga than it is in the anime. I'm so sad
at this already. Oh, I want the gross. Oh, fuck me. Okay.
Pesce and the FOMO over not having a clone is anime only.
Fine. I don't care.
Whereas in the anime, they had one clone each, and then they added in that second scene in between the two, because they kept switching backwards and forwards between Nnoitra and Szayel. The second scene that adds the multiple clones is anime only because the multiple clones happen straight away.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. And the Omaki at the end, the Pesce does set a line, actually, where he goes, with all these handsome guys showing up, we'll have to fight off girls too. And Dondo Chaka says, no, that's a bad joke.
I like that, actually.
So yeah, bad jokes. I love the theming of the bad joke.
Yes.
So for this last manga anime difference, it's not really a manga anime difference, it's more along the lines of regional differences.
Ooh, okay.
So when Szayel released his Zanpakuto, did you happen to take a note of what he said?
In the anime?
In the anime.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this is okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So what did he say?
Right, because it surprised me because it's not. It's okay. Well, anyway, so what I got was Sip La Huriosa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm. So that's what the
that was the end of that sentence. No, that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So that's what the subtitle says, but what he actually says is something completely different.
Yeah. Yes.
He says Sip Fornicarous.
Fornicarous! Yeah, because I'm like, that's the name of your Zanpakuto, bro.
Yep.
Like, that is, because I didn't, like, do anything about it, but, like, that is another piece of information that lives rent-free in my brain. Like, when it's something about one of my boys, like, like, Collapse Sakanade is gonna be there forever. All waves rise now and become my shield, lightning strike now and become my, I fucked it up, whatever, you all know what I mean. Anyway, honestly, well, no, lightning strike now and become my blade. That was right.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Anyway, yeah, like shit just, so I know what that means. Yeah. Okay, well, go on.
So in the original Japanese, he says Fornicarous, which they've changed for the manga, the English translations of the manga, the subtitles, and the dub. They've changed it to La Lugirosa, however you pronounce that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Fornicarous sounds too similar to fornicate.
Well, it's also the same root word. Like, that's what that is.
Exactly. So they didn't want to have something associated with fornication.
Which is hilarious, because did you hear the way he sounds when he goes into his release form? Like, excuse me, that was okay, but you had to change the word?
I know.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
So, yeah. LEWD-icrous means the lustful, whereas Fornicarous is queen of lewdness. So, I mean,
I've heard lewd concubine, I have heard before also.
Lewd concubine as well, yeah. So that's more like a
more things
regional
that
difference.
live rent-free in my brain. Fucking hell, yeah.
But, yeah, because I saw the subtitle and I was like, that's not what I've heard people talking about. But then we went back and I listened to it and I was like, yeah, no, he's not saying what the subtitles went.
No.
So then that kind of went us on a huge big detour of, we kind of guessed immediately why they had changed it, but we were just I was guessing and finding information as to how far deep the changes went. And yeah, even on the dub, he says LEWD-icrous.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's... Yeah, it's one of those things where... So I will say that, like, we've seen instances where Bleach censors violence in the past, and, like, I think it's that whole thing about, like, what do you actually need to censor? Like, is it sex stuff? Is it violence? Is it both? And I guess, to Bleach's credit, they're censoring something about sex-ish, but they've also censored violence in the past, and so it seems to me that for the anime, they are trying to make it slightly more age-appropriate for, I don't know, tweens. Was that?
Yeah.
Youths. So, I guess, well, you know what? Now that we're here, I think, like, it maybe then shouldn't, so have we really established, like, why hollow hole placement can vary, and, like, maybe not why tattoo placement can vary among the Espada and among the Arancars and stuff? Like, I don't know that we've really dived into that at any point, have we?
No, we haven't. We've never even touched on it.
No.
Nah.
No. I think we got something maybe... a couple of episodes ago, I think maybe during the episode where we learned a little bit more about Grimjow's past, where it talks about those hollows that are very, very hungry, and their hole is a void, and they're hungry because they're seeking to fill that void. And so the way that I've always understood a hollow hole specifically is it's like, that's kind of the thing that rules your emotional and instinctive center. Like, where is your heart, where is your gut, what do you lead with, is kind of where your hollow hole manifests, is how I've always thought of it.
Yeah, so I was thinking of headcanons for where Szayel's hole is. And
it's not headcanons, dude. It's confirmed, actually, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it. Like,
yeah.
There is a reason we don't see it. Like, it would have to be censored. It is literally where you think it is. Yes.
Yeah.
It's yes. Yep.
So leading with that, that's where my mind went.
Yeah, no, like 100%. That's actually where it is.
Yeah.
And having seen the way some of his powers manifest, like, yeah, and like there are people like that. There are people who are really, really driven by sex and by lust, and a lot of the time it is really, really easy to conflate things like lust and love, and so. I actually think it's kind of cool that Kubo let one of the Espada manifest that intersection. I don't know. It's not the only reason I like Szayel. Like, it's not like, oh boy, like, I like the sex Espada. Like, no, I don't know if I've seen a character that explores that in such an earnestly meaningful way before. And then on top of it, like, he's also smart. So that's not all he is. He's so complex. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just find him fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly stands him out, because if you think of all the majority of ones that we've seen of their hollow placement, it is around about their chest, it is around about their stomach. So you've got your gut and you've got your heart. Whereas his, it definitely stands out and makes you think, and it makes you appreciate the fact that he stands above all the others because he's not being led by his heart or his gut. There are other things that can motivate him. And
yeah. And it's just like desire in general, you know, like because he is a scientist, right? He has this like desire for growth, desire for knowledge, and he leads with that. Like that is still like, you know, the right kind of person can be so excited about a field of study that it like can actually probably like trigger similar dopamine responses to like being in the same room as somebody that you really, really want. Like, I think that's totally possible. And it seems to me that Szayel is one of those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another thing that I liked about, just like, again, while we're talking about Szayel, I suppose, is in the fight where the clones first show up, it's cool to me that, like, early on, he straight up was like, I am not a good fighter. I'm not gonna just, like, come at you and fight you with my sword. That is not how this is going to happen. And so I love that when he was like, oh, good, we're back for the next part. Hello. He was then like, great, clones, go do your thing. And then he just, like, sat down. Like, he's like, great, good. Go, yep. Here we go. And like he's literally not even standing up. He's just watching. He's letting this happen. I just think it's lovely. He knows himself in that way.
He does, yeah. And it's like reminiscent to the whole, like, he got his facciones to fight first, now he's getting these clones to fight, and it's keeping that theme of this is who Szayel is. He's very calculating, and he prefers to sit back and watch and analyze fights than actually be in fights.
Yeah, and then use that information to gain upper hands.
Yeah.
No, he's great.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Some of the many reasons I really like him. Well, that fight is still unresolved, so I wonder, should we perhaps move on to, I guess I don't know that it's clear. Okay, you know what, honestly, the Nnoitra situation isn't resolved either. I don't know why I said that. Probably just because he got, like, beat up and smashed and it looked like he was done for, like, a second, and then he went, haha, surprise, bitch, and came back. But I feel like that is, we're gonna be able to see more of Szayel and Uryu and Renji, and that's been made pretty clear. And I guess Pende and Donachaka, but, like, who cares? So I feel like we should talk about the big reveal and the whole Nnoitra and Nell and Ichigo and the outside inside people situation.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's no outside at all.
So for this one, just so we can get the manga anime differences out the way, we've got manga chapters 290, Unleash the Beast, 291, Thank You for Defending Me, and 292, Rupture My Replica, although it's like only the first couple of pages of Rupture My Replica.
Okay.
For the most part, the differences were lines and fight padding. So added Nell and Noit lines, including Nell's flashback of when she's with the bros.
Sure.
Ichigo gets a little bit more lines. Noit hits him almost immediately after he saves Nell. So Nell...
Ooh.
Yeah. So, and the interesting part is that Nell says her line, "You have to forgive me," before Ichigo saves her in the anime. Whereas in the manga, Ichigo saves her and then she's still pleading, "Please, you have to believe me. I didn't know."
Ooh.
Yeah. There was small minor changes when Noit throws Nell. Noit throws Nell a lot earlier in the anime, whereas in the manga he literally holds her by the head and uses her as a human shield.
Yeah.
Nell's top is a lot shorter in the manga.
as
expected. And then there was a random cut to Szayel just staring awkwardly at the gang, and that's anime only.
I know, that was so strange, I thought.
It's like he's just standing there watching them talk things out, yeah. Yeah, that was anime.
That, I sort of wondered whether he sensed Nell's spiritual pressure also and was like, oh, like, just, oh, let me observe this quietly, but not tell you why we've cut away to my... Well, you know what? I think I figured it out. It's because he's handsome, and the animation team said, here, have one more.
Have one more. Don't forget about this handsome guy. Yeah.
Yep. As if I ever could, please.
So yeah, that was all the anime manga differences.
Oh, great. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, I kind of love it when we come back from filler and it's like, pretty loyal to the chapters.
Yeah. I mean, they've actually got content. They're not having to fight Pad so they can allow Kubo to catch up with them. They've had 30 episodes of production to allow Kubo to
silliness,
write more content.
utter
Bless
silliness.
them. Yeah.
God, I love and hate that silly arc. It's just so silly. It's just so silly.
So a couple of episodes ago, we talked about the different colors of Zero.
Yes, we did.
So Nnoitra fires a Zero from his tongue. Again, that's weird, but that's his is yellow, and Nell's was pink.
Yeah.
So
I don't know that we've seen a pink one, have we?
No. So this is actually a manga anime thing. The anime decided to give everyone their own colors, whereas in the manga everybody's is just red. The anime decided, kind of like how the anime changed the colors of the Zanpakuto releases. They've done it similar with the Zeros and kind of made them all personalized to whoever's shooting them off.
Does that translate over to Bleach Brave Souls, do you know?
Not off the top of my head.
That's fine. Yeah. I don't know either. I'm also just like, I don't even know if people can use Zero in Bleach Brave Souls. I haven't played in years, and I don't think I've ever played an Arankar ever, so oops.
I know Shinji's is red.
Yeah.
Because Shinji, he's like my go-to character.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But yeah. So I kind of like it that they've got, it makes it easier to see with regards to who's attacking who. Especially in this fight when you've got between Nnoitra and Nell, you've got two Espadas who are firing Zeros at each other. It's good to see where the Zeros are coming from, and if a third Zero enters that's a different color, then we're like, what? Of course that didn't happen, but if it did, like, so yeah.
Yeah, it's clearer, especially if the audience is meant to be, if they're thinking that this is more a show for younger people who, it would be hard to, and there are also so many characters now that I think about it. I think between target audience and the fact that now, especially, there are like so many Arankars and so many Espada, just keeping them all straight is a challenge a lot of the time. So having these color themes is actually quite helpful in that way. That was a smart choice. I support that choice, actually.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because we've come from knowing that there's 10 Espada and being worried if Aizen should create 10 of these Espada. And now we're finding that not only is there 10, but there's a former third and a 6 who's dead. So and there's 3 former Espadas.
I think you just like bringing that up now.
Sorry, Loopy.
No, it's fine. No, you're not. It's fine.
I should be nicer to him. His birthday's round about the same time as me, bless him. He's a June boy like me.
Ooh, wait, do you want to know whose birthday is 3 days after mine? Haha, Shinji's! Yay! Birthday twins! Yeah!
I'm happy. I got Momo and Aizen.
I have the same birthday as another character, but it's a character I don't care about.
So yeah, we're now finding out that Aizen has gone over and above the Soul Society's expectations of him. Like, they were worried if he creates 10, but actually he's created far more than 10. Like, who knows how many other fallen Espadas are hiding in the wings.
Oh, God, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so now we're getting this third, and another third, so. Yeah. But Noit says something really interesting. He's like, so many years have passed since you were last here, or whatever the words were. And I'd really like to know how many years have passed, just for, my own...
Yeah, I would too.
My own headcanons and fanfiction. Like, how long has Aizen been there? That's crazy.
Right. Or, like, how long has he been putting this army together?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, because you know what? When he was able to just open a Garganta at the end of the very first arc, it was just like, bye, I'm fucking off to Hueco Mundo. Like, that was...
Yeah, because
I guess we don't know for sure whether it's something he's done before, but, like, he knew where he was going. So this is not something that he just started...
Yeah, no,
at the end of the Soul Society arc. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's safe to assume that he had been to Hueco Mundo before, because there's no way he would have been able to organize, give promises, give them time to trust him in the however long had passed since Ichigo returned back to the Soul Society to everything else that happened. What was that, a couple of months that had passed?
Right.
Yeah. Right,
and also, too, like, throughout the entirety of the Soul Society arc, you just know that Aizen was doing shit, like, early on. Like, when you think about Byakuya and Renji first coming back to Soul Society, and that, like, just fucking weird conversation that... It's, like, one of the only times that, like, only Renji and Aizen talk, I think.
Yeah.
But when Aizen is like, what do you think about this, Renji? And Renji is like, I don't know, and they're like, he's doing a thing. He's actively, like, he's thinking about Rukia Hogyoku bullshit there, like, clearly. So it's not like this is new.
No.
Also, by the way, like, the Rukia Gigai Hogyoku situation is complicated. Like, that takes work. That takes doing. That's not something that just came out of nowhere overnight.
Exactly. No, he did. He may think he's great, but he did not just click his fingers and that all happened. He's very calculating.
I mean, it's still impressive, but...
Yeah. He is playing a long game of chess right now, and...
Absolutely.
He's just setting all the pieces so he can check the king!
I was about to say! It is all, and it's also very, like, black versus white, if you think about the uniforms. You've got the Shinigami Shihakusho and the Espada in their, I guess, like, their version of a Shihakusho, even though that's not really what that is. I don't know what the fuck those uniforms are called. Uniforms, I suppose, is a reasonable catch-all.
Aye, because Shihakusho is Garment of Dead Souls. So...
Yeah, no, that is super specifically the thing that the Soul Reapers wear.
So, I wonder if there's a Garment of Dead Aranka?
Garment of Hollows?
Of alive Hollows? I don't know.
Let's table that.
Yeah.
Also. So things that we've tabled this episode so far are what are hollow uniforms called, and Szayel's tattoo and the whole situation.
Yeah.
Great. Good. That seems perfectly reasonable, honestly, given the content of these episodes. Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right, well, okay, so, weird that, an Espada, who was once super powerful, can be brutally beat up so hard that they turn into a childlike form and then can be so overwhelmed that they reemerge into an adult form. Like, that is new information, and that is wild.
It really is. Like, what traumatizes so much and the thing that gets me is that Pesce and Nnoitra know. I mean, I think at this point it's safe to assume that they are Nell's factiones, because they call her 100%. Nell. Like, they call her Nell-sama. So they've been protecting her all this time. Because
they have.
Nnoitra is like, we can't let her go any deeper into Las Noches. Like, they knew this was gonna happen.
They knew that she might see Nnoitra again.
Yeah. So, I mean, good for them for protecting her, and this whole game of tag as to, I don't know if that's maybe the right thing to take, that they're helping her to repress these memories.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, I guess they didn't really know what would happen if she saw him again.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
There's no way they could have known. Like, because as it happens, I mean, maybe that's a testament to what a good dude Ichigo is, really. Like, he was so kind to her, really. Like, and I guess that was something that I sort of understood in this watch through that hadn't really crystallized for me before, was, like, Ichigo and Nell actually do have a super cool relationship, and Ichigo, I mean, he's always been a really good older brother, but it's just, once again, he's just such a good dude and a good friend, and like he so earnestly wanted to take care of her and help her and make her feel okay. And maybe if she hadn't encountered somebody like that, I mean, who knows what would have happened if she saw Nnoitra again and hadn't been driven by this need to help Ichigo and protect Ichigo. I mean, I feel like Pesha and Nnoitra were right to be worried about that, and it just so happens the way things lined up, her need to protect Ichigo was stronger than any intense trauma that might have yielded a different result had he not been there.
Yeah. And it also really strikes home their relationship as well, like the whole Desert Brothers, and you know that they've just become a whole lot closer and more protective. It's almost like Nnoitra and Pesha have actually got a serious side, and they're going about it in a humorous, over the top kind of way, but that's just their personality. And they have got this serious side that they are, as you say, protecting her. They're loyal to the end, even though their espada has fallen from grace. They're still loyal to her.
Right. And you know, it's also worth noting, I mean, so yeah, Pesha and Nnoitra are like silly and dumb and whatever, but so we get to see that super, super intense vibe from Nell when she's fighting Nnoitra, but then when she thinks she's defeated him, like, she still has that playfulness and that levity when she goes and she hugs Ichigo, and the way she speaks to him and stuff, like, she still, that is a part of her even when she's an adult. Like, that's, so it her fracciones make even more sense in light of that, I feel.
Yeah. Although I must say I was a little bit taken aback by her adult voice.
Ooh, yeah.
No offense to the voice actor.
No, it was very childlike.
It was a very interesting choice that they made, casting choice that they made, and I was expecting it to be a deeper, at least, than it was.
Or even just, or like a little bit more serious somehow, even if it were pitched the same. Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't know what she sounds like in the dub, so I can only speak for the sub. But yeah, it was.
I remember her being way more monotone in the dub. I haven't seen the dub in a minute, but I remember like Kid Nell being like exactly what you expect. And then adult Nell being, I think it is. I believe. You know what? Let me just see whether it's the same voice actor that does adult Nell and Kid Nell in the dub. Hang on a second. I think it is, but I'm not sure off the top of my head, so I'm gonna look this up real quick. Voice actor, English. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it looks like it's the same person. Colleen O'Shaughnessy?
Okay.
I don't really, that's not a name I'm particularly familiar with.
No.
But, yeah, well, there you go. Oh! Wait, what? Oh, no, I can't read. She also voices Loli, apparently. So, good for her.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know who this person is, but she also voices somebody called Hinako Shijo, and I read it as Hirako Shinji because I can't read, and I went, that is absolutely incorrect. I know that's not, nope. Yeah. I was like, young Shinji, and then I went, that's also not a thing, so.
Yeah, no, because Shinji is Sonic the Hedgehog, so.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I don't understand.
I know, it's bizarre. Yeah. Well. Yeah, so same person, it seems. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like actually, even though it was... So cool that she was able to, like... Ichigo was struggling against Nnoitra. Like, he was... And Nnoitra, by the way, was completely, like, ruthless. Like, no mercy. And almost... like, Grimmjow was, like, not backing down, but there was, like, a level of sick enjoyment that Nnoitra was getting from fucking with Ichigo, for sure. Like, I felt like it, like, that, like, sadistic smile, like, he was not backing off, and he was thrilled that he was not backing off, is the vibe I got from Nnoitra there. But then Nell was able to be like, and just, like, the fact that she slices him instantly, and then she, like, kind of has fun. Like, she punches him. I feel like she kicks him a little bit. She's just kind of like, no, like, I'm actually so much better than you, and here's why, and there you go. So she's a big deal. She's, like, really powerful.
Yeah. And it's interesting to think as well, like, Ichigo's just come off of this big fight with Grimmjow. He's not had time to catch his breath. Yeah. He's not had time to regain. No. He's not had time for Orihime's healing powers. So
Which Nnoitra actively is like, I don't care. We're fighting. Exactly. If we're mismatched, so much the better.
Yeah. Whew. So if Ichigo was at full strength, would he be able to fight back? There's only a number between Grimmjow and Noit, so I don't
but there's also only a number between Nnoitra and Ulquiorra, and Ulquiorra fucked Ichigo up.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Yeah.
But it's a good question, because Nnoitra apparently sits between those two.
Yeah.
Maybe they're exactly evenly matched, TPH is what that means.
So, Noit is the perfect fight for Ichigo. Yep.
That's such a weird pairing, honestly. I don't know why that sits so weird with me. I don't love that as like, oh yeah, that's not a fight I really want to see, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Probably because I want to see, like, I want to see someone with a little bit more nuance fight Nnoitra.
Yes, yeah. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe.
So, like, yeah. I actually wouldn't mind seeing Renji fight him, TBH, because I know Renji would try so hard. Like, it would be terrible. Would. But I would love for him to try.
He would. It wouldn't end well, bless him, but no.
No, it would end terribly. Renji would be literally dead. It would be awful.
He would. But he would have tried, and that's the main part.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what it is. I just really like it when Renji gets really determined. I think it's so sweet.
Yeah.
He's such a good boy.
His heart's in the right place.
It really is.
We love Renji, honest. We may make fun of him, but we love him.
Yeah, we wouldn't make fun of him in this way if we didn't love him. And I do actually mean that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So yeah, I guess at this point we're kind of just left with the question of what exactly happened between Nnoitra and Nell in the past, and we still don't know. We know that they fought, we know Nnoitra somehow fucked her up, and then she turned into a kid, and now she's back, and time has passed, and I kind of think that's most of what we know.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll find out next episode, because...
Yeah, next episode? Yeah. I think so. Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we should.
It's something.
I mean, if we don't, then these episodes continue to have the worst names in all of anime history ever, honestly.
Yeah.
This one still takes the cake for my least favorite because it's absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, it really is. Like, we're not gonna have...
Like, honestly.
Like... We're not gonna have someone say, you know, Grimjaw's big dick joins the battle. Why should we...
Wait, why wasn't last episode called Szayelaporro's dick joins the battle? Why? Why do we get to talk about Nell's breasts, but we can't talk about Szayel's dick? That's actually a ridiculous double standard. Oh my god! What the fuck?
But, yeah.
Ugh. Szayel's dick 2022. Good God. That is actually ridiculous. Now that I think about these two episodes being back to back like that.
Yep.
Wow. Objectify Szayel 2022. God. Actually, I don't think we should. Well, I was about to say I don't think we should objectify either of them, and like ultimately, I do believe that. But then here I am, like sitting here talking all the time about how everyone's really pretty. So like, dude, I don't know. Oh, wow. Feelings of conflict are arising within me. I'm gonna have to unpack this later. God. Give us both or give us neither, is I guess what I'm saying. Like,
exactly, yeah.
Ludicrous that we get to talk about Nell's breasts, but we're not allowed to talk about anyone's dick. No. I think it's silly.
That's what they were going for. They were going for LEWD-icrous. Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
I'll just see myself out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
On that note, anything else you want to cover about episode 192?
Just that I learned something kind of interesting to me, at least, is that some of the manga chapters had different names when they were published in Weekly Shonen Jump, but then were changed for the tankobon. So the tankobon is the volumes. Why. So chapter 286, Guillotine You Standing, was called Tooth and Nail in the Weekly Shonen Jump, which kind of fits more because that's the fight against Grimjaw with his yeah, and then
nobody's trying to cut anybody's head off, so
yeah. And then what was the other one? Unleash the Beast was what it's called in the tankobon, but in the Weekly Shonen Jump it was called the Broken Mask, which directly refers to Nell's broken mask.
I think I like the Broken Mask more.
And Nell's not been really beastie so far, so
yeah,
yeah,
not really. I mean, I guess she hasn't had much chance to because she's been in like fighting form for a very short period of time.
Yeah. But that's that's the first episode. So like we've already seen all of that chapter, and there was nothing in it.
Oh, sure.
So yeah. But yeah, so that was something that I learned this week when I was doing manga anime differences, is that some of them had different chapter titles.
Go figure. The more you know.
But other than that, I have got nothing else.
Okay. Yeah, same. Sweet. Okay. Then shall we move on to our Shinigami Cup Peroxide edition?
We shall indeed. Yeah.
Okay. Who wore it best this week?
I'm going to apologize because I may have stolen yours.
I doubt it, actually. Well, maybe you did. I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's find out.
Mine is Szayel just before he resurrects with his cloak and he's looking all pristine.
Aww.
Yeah, if I weren't so ace, I'd understand why people like him.
Yeah, he's a very pretty person.
Yeah.
You did not steal mine because if you recall who wore it best secretly, the answer is always Yumichika, Shinji, or Szayel.
Yep.
So that's just like, we can just take that for granted.
Yep.
No, I actually put everybody's model shots in the opening theme because I just think, like, literally everyone looks so fucking good. Like, everyone looks so good.
I mean, there was no Momo.
Nobody's wearing anything different. I mean,
it's fine.
But everyone who's there looks really good.
Yeah.
I like the way the shadows are, and like the way that
the camera comes right them in their poses,
like, on the rhythm. Ooh boy, I love this opening. I don't know that it's my favorite, but like I said, I do think it is the sexiest. I do really like it. One of my favorites is coming up, actually. I think my favorite of all time is coming up. Ooh. Not I think it's coming up. I know it's coming up. I'm just deciding whether it's my favorite of all time. I'm pretty sure it is. I'll let you know when we get there. Okay. Actually, I won't be able to stop myself. You'll know. Okay. Best ship this week.
So my best ship is the whole of our episode 192 and the theming of it being a bad joke. I just thought it was just so well done, and it wasn't just Szayel and that gang who were making the bad joke theme. Nnoitra also makes a reference to it in the manga by saying, "You causing a ruckus in your enemy's backyard. Now that's a bad joke." So even Nnoitra brings attention to it, and I just thought it was so well done to have that theming throughout the whole episode and the whole chapters.
I like that a lot. Very cool. My best ship this week was Szayelaporro and himself, because once again, did you hear the way he sounded when he released? Yep, that's why.
Love it.
That's it. Yep. All right, fandom shout out this week.
So my fandom shout out is a piece of artwork of 3 characters you don't see artwork of very often, and they are Halibel's Fractiones.
Oh!
It is Mila
I love
Rose,
this!
Sun, and Apache in just normal, almost like schoolgirl, like school uniforms.
Yeah.
And it's just so cute. It is by EAC_it on Twitter, and it just strikes me because you don't see them like on fan art, and not only that, but you don't see them in fan art of human world clothes.
Yeah.
And it's just so cute. And I just love the way that Mila Rose is just kind of like posed. They've all got their different styles and how they're standing, and it's so true to character. It's so good.
I love this. Oh, this is so cool. Mm-hmm. I love that Sungsun has like opaque tights all the way up as well with like this really like it's so like classic schoolgirl, but then she's still got the sleeves. She looks everybody looks so good.
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Mine is a little piece of art. Worth checking out a decent amount of what this person does. It's all really, really cute and wholesome. This is a GIF that an artist called Whimsy, which is Whimsy Cot with 3 T's on Tumblr, put out not too long ago. It's just one of the cutest things I've ever seen in my life. It's called Infinite Donut. You should click on it, actually, to get the full effect. It's a GIF of a chibi orihime eating a donut, but then, like, rejecting that she's eaten the donut and getting excited and eating it again, and it's just that on repeat, so she can just, like, eat a donut forever because of her powers, and I think it's, A, really creative and clever, B, something orihime could actually do, C, really true to character, and D, just so cute.
It's so adorable.
Isn't it? It's so wholesome. I really, really like it.
I love it. Good find.
Yeah. Yeah. This is very much like it'll bring a little spot of joy to your day.
Yeah.
Kind of vibe. All right. Well, I think that's us for now. Yeah. Cool. You know what that means, you wonderful souls. That is the end of another episode. If you liked what you heard and you want to get involved, you can find us by searching for The Seirete on Instagram and T Seirete on Twitter. Now, Ichigo and Rukia might reap souls, but we are hoping to reap some 5-star reviews, and that's where you come in. Make like our favorite orange-haired protector and go to iTunes and Spotify to rate us and review us and make us feel like #1. And to those of you listening on YouTube, don't forget to be like Chad and give us that good thumbs up. We really appreciate it. On the next episode of the podcast, we'll be covering anime episodes 193, Irresistible, Puppet Show of Terror, 194, Neliel's Past, which I hope to God is actually about Neliel's past. We'll see. And 195, The Ultimate Union, Pesce's Seriousness.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a curious title, isn't it? And I'm like, why was Stone Chaka left out? Does he not get serious? I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. We'll see you souls then. Till next time, bye!
Bye! I'm very interested to see how they're going to censor something that's coming up soon then. Can you guess what I'm thinking of?
Well, which character is it about?
It involves another one of your boys.
What? I have too many boys.